Hello everybody, this is Allshouse Gaming and welcome to our new series, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. For those of you who might not be familiar with this was basically a spiritual successor to the original, well, Castlevania series, or at least the one that was coined by Igarashi. For those of you who don't know, this is basically a Metroidvania, a game where you have a giant expansive map that you must explore in order to progress, and some locations are blocked off to you until you go to certain areas and then come back with new abilities. Funny thing is, I actually funded this game on Kickstarter a while ago, and I funded it so I got the quote-unquote free copy of the game, but when I first played through it to test it out, I struggled on a particular boss fight, and I was like, ooh, yeah, no, I'm better off playing through this and then doing it at a later date. Well, sort of. Let's see, we can delete that. That was from my audio testing, which, speaking of which, as is usual with any new series, I want you guys to let me know in the comments down below if anything is too loud or too quiet in the game. I am going to do my best to try and fix it in post-editing, but there's only so much I can do. Anyways, I have beaten the game beforehand, and but that was like several months ago, so my knowledge of the game is going to be somewhat spotty. Anyways, without further ado, let's change up the name to something that I know so I don't mix it up with my other files. Let's play. Yes, I will proceed with that name. I do have access to the Zangetsu stuff, but we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be going as Miriam and on normal difficulty.
The Industrial Revolution ushered in a new era that threatened to transform the values of men. No longer would spirituality be their compass, but not all welcomed the change. In 1783, just as the fires of the Laki eruption had plunged all of Europe into an ashen darkness, a horde of demons spilled from the shadows and fell upon city after English city. It was a message. The Alchemy Guild, fearing the rise of industrialism and abandonment by their wealthy patrons, had done the unthinkable to defend their existence. Through recondite arts, the alchemists had created shard binders, humans transplanted with crystal that attuned them to demonic power. They sacrificed the shard binders, and in doing so threw the gates of the world open to demonkind. Countless innocents died, and though the church succeeded in vanquishing the Hell's End, a steep price had already been paid and collected. As for the shard binders, they were presumed to have all died in the sacrificial rite. However, two survived. Jebel, a boy for whom by some miracle the rite did not prove fatal. And Miriam, a girl who was spared the rite altogether on account of the strange slumber that took her just before it could begin. 10 years had passed, and mankind too soon forgets tragedy. The demons have returned, presaged by a great castle. And on this very hour, Miriam awakens. Upon learning Jebel is the architect of this new, blood-stained ritual, Miriam and the alchemist Johannes set forth for the accursed castle. Their galleon cuts through the water, lancing towards the inevitable.
How convenient that she just happens to wake up as the shit hits the fan. And of course, as cliched as it is, we're starting on a dark and stormy night.
Johannes, are you certain it was...
It was Jeebel's doing, Miriam. No mistake.
It's so hard to believe. I wouldn't even be alive if not for him. He's a good soul.
I know. I know how you feel. But the facts are apparent. And the hell he endured 10 years ago would break the best of souls. Miriam, I want you to know that I'm sorry. What my brothers subjected you to... there's no forgiving it.
It was their transgression, not yours. You always took care of us.
Obviously, not enough.
Well, let it go, Johannes. We need to focus on the task ahead. If Jeebel is responsible for the summoning, then I have to stop him. I gave him my word.
I ought to do it. He was my best friend.
But I'm the only one who can. The Shard experiments prepared me for combat. Let them amount to something. 10 whole years. What put me in that sleep?
I wish I had the answer. All I know is the spell that stopped time for you was advanced, arcane. But by observing the ebb of the magic's hold on you, I was able to predict exactly when you would wake up.
Oh, I see.
We'll make landfall soon. You should get ready. I had the chest there packed with essential equipment. Now would be a good time to put it on.
Okay, all I can say is thank goodness for voice acting, because it's going to mean my throat's going to hurt a lot less. As usual, we can jump around, break stuff, attack. Even without anything equipped, we still have a basic kick. And, well, we now have access to a knife and kung fu shoes. Basic tutorial stuff, how to equip new stuff, yada yada. Basic knife or kung fu shoes. They both have the same level of attack. The one is striking, the other is, I believe, thrusting, if that icon is to be believed. I know we get something soon enough that'll tell us what it is. I'm gonna go with kung fu shoes. Shoes from the Far East that were designed not to encumber movement.
Good. You're prepared. The next order of business is to...
Ooh, a convenient
I'll
target.
take care of it.
A convenient new target to test my new shoes on. Alright, LB to backstep, that's your basic dodge, and then X to attack. And shards. Shard, a crystallized form of demon power. It cannot be handled by ordinary human beings. An ordinary human being. Conjure Shard. Press Y to trigger a magic projectile. Consumes MP. Yeah, the shards are basically going to be our means of casting spells, and they are going to be very important to gameplay, not only for enhancing our abilities in combat, but also in traversal. Cerulean Splash. Launch a bouncing ball of water at enemies.
Was that a shard?
I'd forgotten the way it felt. Like uninvited claws scraping across my bones.
The demon's power was transmuted into that shard, which forcibly bonded to the crystal embedded in your body. The strength you gain from it is undeniable, but eventually, the crystal will devour you.
I thought the procedure you discovered halted the corruption.
It did, but that doesn't guarantee you'll be safe if you start absorbing shards in massive quantities.
I know my body's limits better than anyone, and I'm going to need all the power I can get. And if I run into trouble, you can help me. You've done it before. You'll do it again.
Thanks for giving me a choice in the matter. Well, I won't let you down. Not if I can help it. Just promise you won't push yourself.
Oh, that's right. There's an entire crew on this ship that we should probably be worried about now that demons are attacking. Oops.
How did they get inside?
The demons from the castle must have infested the ship.
Then they can help me wake up these muscles of mine. I'll wipe the deck with them.
Well, fighting demons is probably a good means of getting exercise, I suppose. If not dangerous. But yeah, it was press Y, you got, well, that. There are different types of shards. We only have the one. There's Conjure, which is basically press Y, something happens. You got Manipulative, you got Directional, you got Passive, and you have Familiar. We don't have access to any of those, just the Cerulean Splash, and it's probably going to be a while before we get a fair number of these. Well, let's see. Yep. Candles can drop a Mana Rose when destroyed. A Mana Rose is a magical rose that slightly replenishes MP. It's going to be one of your means of getting mana back. Mana does also regenerate, though at a slow pace, and it can be a bit of a hindrance if you're using a lot of spells. But we'll be able to change that later on. That enemy that we just killed, if we check our archives, we can check demons, was a Sayama. Now, obviously, enemies have different drops. A dash line means that there is no drop. Question marks means there is a drop, you just haven't gotten it yet. A Sayama has a 12% chance to drop a Writhing Limb, 5% chance to drop a Halite, and Cerulean Splash is a 3% drop rate, as you can see. It also tells you their different resistances, what their level is, the XP they give you, how much HP they have. As you can see, they are severely weak to what appears to be electricity. Now, that Sayama is always guaranteed to give you the Cerulean Splash. Also, despite what Johannes said, you're actually in no danger of being overcome by corruption by absorbing a lot of shards. As a matter of fact, absorbing lots of shards is kind of what you want to do. Because, as you can see, there are two different rankings for a shard. There is rank, which we cannot change yet, and there is grade. Grade is increased by absorbing the same shard multiple times. So if I were to absorb another Cerulean Splash, that would upgrade to grade 2. It can be a good idea to do this, especially with passives, but I'll get into why once we actually get a passive shard, which more than likely isn't going to happen this episode. As a matter of fact, I can definitely say it ain't going to happen this episode. Now we get the wonderful music of Bloodstained's Ritual of the Night. We cannot get up here unless we use some glitches, which I'm not going to do. Mortes! Mortes are your basic mook cannon fodders enemies, whichever you want to use. They literally have no drops. At least these versions of Mortes don't. There are other versions we'll be encountering throughout the game that do have drops. I'll go over them as we encounter them. Got a chest, which gets us the potion, which can be used to recover HP. But we're definitely going to want to save that.
This device responds to magic. Maybe I just need to hold my hand up to it.
Which begs the question, how did that one guy who got attacked get through here? See, there are doors that can be opened by holding Miriam's arm in front of it. Basically just hold her hand up and that's about it. I'm sure those giant tentacles don't mean anything. Oh, and by the way, you only get the animation for her getting the shard the first time you get a shard. Over here, we have an Aiello. Aiellos have an 8% chance to drop a tomato, a 4% chance to drop a lemon, 8% chance to drop a monster bird tier, and a 4% chance to give us a Gale Crawler shard. Obviously, we got nothing out of this. Anyways, if we climb up this way, across this beam, and jump up here, we have, well, this guy to worry about. Also contact damage. And another Aiello. Come on, come down here. There we go. And yes, we can level up, which allows us to increase our stats, and yada yada, blah blah blah. But more importantly, we get a country dress. which will boost our defense, our intelligence, and our mind, or MND. To be honest, I am not 100% sure what all of these stats do. Some of them are obvious, some of them not so much. But yeah, exploration is the name of the game. You want to be doing it as much as is physically possible for you. Also, one other thing, HP, at least for now, does not regenerate. So be very careful with taking damage. Also, contact damage, which sucks. Also, enemies can drop, as well as lanterns can drop money. Money is going to be very important for us. And Dullahammer. Dullahammers have an 8% chance to drop a sea urchin, 12% chance to drop bronze, 3% chance to drop a Dullahammer helm, which is a new helmet for us, 8% chance to drop an iron, and a 4% chance to give us the head flail shard. See, in here we get a rusted ring. Not all that great as far as accessories go, but we don't have any other accessories, so we may as well equip it. You always hold down and A, drop through platforms, yada yada. Down and A while on the ground to slide. Get a tunic, which is woefully... well, it's not as good as our country dress, to put it lightly. Now then, throughout the game you will encounter these bookshelves. These bookshelves can give you valuable information. I highly recommend you take a look at them. This one just basically tells you all the different icons mean. Slash attribute, thrust attribute, strike attribute, yada yada blah blah blah. Others can be more useful. Now there is one other thing. Each weapon that you equip has its own special ability that you can use via button combination. Some of these button combinations you can find by, well, via these bookshelves. Others you have to discover yourself. And that unlocks a technique for us, sort of. Using the flashing air kick, it's basically down, forward, yada yada. It does come with an MP cost to use, so make sure you keep that in mind. Mastery. I can only do this ability with Kung Fu shoes until I master it, and that basically means striking enemies with it. But once you master it, you can use it with any weapon of the shoes category. So, something to bear in mind with that. In here, we have a save room. Walk up to the bench, press up. You can save your progress, and it will restore your HP. And these are the only means you have of saving, so be very careful. Well, not strictly true. You can also go into options and suspend to make a temporary save data, and then it exits to the title screen. Now then, let's head down here. This is probably the way forward, and I should probably go the other way, I think. Got a Morte over there. But over here, we have a Cannon Mort, which gets us our first Directional Shard. This one is guaranteed. Directional Shard. Aim with the right stick, see, so it's not just for opening doors, and press right trigger to activate. Cast magic toward the aim direction. That's the thing about Conjure Shards. Conjure Shards can only go in specific directions depending on the shard. It differs. But Directional Shards you can aim wherever you want. Now, Cannon Mortes have a 10% chance to drop SP rounds, 12% to drop a cannon scrap, 3% chance to drop HP rounds, 4% chance to drop Elm, and their shard is a 2% chance. This one is guaranteed, but that's just because it's a special one. Flame Cannon. Launch a fireball in the designated direction. How convenient for us that this occurred, and yeah, I definitely went the wrong direction because up there is a dead end on the map. Let me zoom in on that. That we kinda should go after anyways. You see treasure chests, go after them, if you can. Because some of them are probably going to be in out-of-reach places for you for the most part at the beginning. Yeah, get out of here, trash mob. You didn't even get to fully form before I kicked you down. And in here we have another potion that will probably be useful in the upcoming boss fight, because there are boss fights in this game. That being said, the game does give you fair warning when you're about to encounter a boss, so you only got yourself to blame if you don't prepare properly. Also, word of advice, I recommend kicking walls when you can, because you never know when there might be secrets like this. Ooh, hairband. Now, for the most part, things like body stuff does not change your appearance, but some accessories actually can. Well, accessories, heads, scarves. Hairband. A simple hairband that keeps hair away from the wearer's eyes. Defense +2, intelligence +1. Yes, please. Ta-da! Now, behind the secret wall, we have a red chest that gives us 1,000 gold and an upgrade that increases our maximum MP. So, like I said, kick walls when you can. You never know what you're going to find behind them. And in some cases, you can actually find secrets behind secrets. Secretception. I doubt there's any more in here, but it never hurts to check. Okay, nope, no more. See some SP rounds and a musketoon. A gun can be shot by equipping a consumable bullet. When you run out of the type of bullet that was equipped, the bullet will be replaced with a much weaker infinite bullet. It's not bad. That's what the secondary weapon slot is for, bullets. But... and it can be useful, but I think for the time being I'm going to stick with my Kung Fu shoes. Okay, with that taken care of, we need to head back up to where the cannon mort was, and, well, make our way forward. Hehe. I'm using your own magic to kill you. But yeah, leveling up can be useful. You don't really ever need to grind in order to make sure you're on top of your game, so don't worry too much about that. At least, I don't recall ever having to grind. Ooh, silver chests. If I recall correctly, silver chests are a special kind of chest. I believe, unless it was the green chest. No, I think it's silver chests that when you leave and go to a new area, then return. Ooh, secret. Which got us a max MP up. Yeah, sometimes they're just little spaces in the wall that are hiding something, sometimes they're new rooms. If I recall correctly, when you leave an area and then come back, the silver chests restock, so... if you come back to an area after having leaving it, which is going to happen a lot in this game, then not a bad idea to go for those silver chests if you pass them by. Anyways, this first area of the game is fairly straightforward. Outside of a few branching options that basically lead to dead ends, and there's a Cerulean Splash, which, yes, has indeed upgraded the grade to 3. I'm not 100% sure what grade does. I'm pretty sure it's like just a basic upgrade for it that improves its stats, so... I mean, I wouldn't say no to that either way. Ooh, Galleon map. We now have the full map, which will allow us to, you know, see everything around us. Or at least see where we haven't explored yet. Hehehe. Yeah, you can see that magic can be very useful to you in taking out enemies quickly. Just remember that MP cost. Ugh. Stupid contact damage. Ooh, short sword, a new weapon for us. It does more damage. Why not? Let's see. Can I get up there? I should be able to. There we are. Let's see, we get more SP rounds. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure what the SP stands for. Some halite from that silver chest. And that's it. Now, I will say this, there's going to be plenty of areas that we can't get to on this ship that we'll have to come back for later, so don't worry about collecting everything. Trust me, backtracking is kind of a thing. Let's see, Flashing Air Kick. That was the ability that I used later, and as you can see, it can only be done with Kung Fu Shoes and Dragon Shoes. But like I said, once you master the ability, you can use it with any form of shoes. Let's see, now this one's a dead end, so we might as well check it out. It's another save room. Okay. I'll probably not save because, well, I kind of need to be careful. There is a checkpoint system in this game, so save often, but don't worry too much. Alright, let's see. Tattered Scarf. Which, ironically enough, is actually better than our regular scarf. Scarf made from ragged cloth. Which also changes our appearance. Can't really see it here, but you'll see it in-game. Well, you can't see it in the equipment screen. Anyways, when it comes to weapons, I just recommend that you experiment with what you got and, I don't know, pick out whatever you think suits you best. Never hurts to check. Ooh, you dropped something. Eh, just a sea urchin. Like I said before, this is one of those things that we cannot check out yet. And it'll probably be some time before we can check it out. Okay, over here we got a new enemy for once. Ghosts. If you would come back. Come on. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Ghosts have a 10% chance to drop ectoplasm, 6% chance to drop ether, 12% to drop alkahest, and they have the ability to give you the summon ghost. The guide I'm using doesn't give a percentage, though, which is weird. Once more, we get a glimpse of what was attacking the ship beforehand. Ooh. What have we got here? Ooh, safe ring. Well, can't be any worse than the rusted ring. Let's see, a ring that sacrifices attack power to increase defense. Ooh. Yeah, no. As nice as a 15 increase in defense is early on, I can't afford to have 0 attack power. So, sorry, but no. Alright, get a Claymore. Which gives us a big increase in attack power, but is slow. But it also gives us reach, so I'll try it out for a little bit. Chances are I'm probably not going to stick to it. Alright, another silver chest that gives us corn seed, rice seed, and potato seed. That's going to be useful later on. Alright, and just some bronze from him. Let's light this candle, which unlocks a shortcut for us to get back to the previous save room. Very, very useful. But I also know for a fact that there's a save room right here, and I'm going to keep going a little longer until we can hit that save room. Ooh. We get something new. Head flail. Attack by using a dull hammer's head as a flail. And some more bronze. May as well give this a try. Does have a higher MP cost, but it does give us a rather quick attack to use, so yeah. MP flower, I'll take that. And now we've got a crate that we can push along. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if we encounter this anywhere else. Alright, nothing there. And I doubt this is another shortcut. Nope. And in here we get a whip. A classic of the Castlevania series. I'm not feeling it. Okay then, we got a red chest over here, which will get us another 500 gold. Ow, I was trying to jump onto that beam. Come down here, birdie. Okay, now we're just getting shards left and right. Gale Crawler. Create a shockwave that travels across the ground and rips enemies apart. I think I'll stick with the Dullahammer one for now. Okay, let's let it swing over this way and jump aboard. Hopefully I'll be able to... No, there's no way I'm reaching that.
Yeah! Ow! Yeah! Oh!
Yeah, definitely not going to be able to reach that. Okay, see this big scary door right here? This is a boss door. This is basically telling you, hey, there's a boss up ahead. Might want to save. Get another potion from that. And we've got some rats down here we can kill. They don't actually do anything to us, but eh. Let's see, get another 500 gold from that. No secret here. And over here, we have that save room I was talking about. Don't expect me to remember where everything is here. As a matter of fact, expect me to forget everything beyond this point. But I think that's going to be a good place to end our first episode of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. If you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play, which is currently at 1 vote for Dragon Age Origins Awakening. And like I said at the beginning, if there's anything about this that's too loud or too quiet, please let me know. I try my best to make sure the audio is as balanced as I can get it before I start doing, recordings for the series, but sometimes things slip past me because, everyone's headphone sounds different. But, yeah, if you could, also please leave a comment down below this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.